What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Exposing the Box channel. Today, I'm bringing you an interesting conversation between Tucker Carlson and Lee Strobel, an American journalist and now pastor best known for his Writing the Case for Christ, a best-selling book where he investigates the historical evidence for Jesus and Christianity. In 1981, after his wife became a Christian, Strobel set out to disprove Christianity using investigative journalism methods. Instead, he concluded the evidence supported Christianity and converted. Today, I bring you a section of a conversation between Tucker Carlson and Lee Strobel regarding demons.
It did propel me down that road toward God.
What are demons?
Demons are fallen angels. The Bible is a little bit vague on this, but apparently what happened, there was a...
kind of funny, if I could just pause. This is my totally ignorant read of it.
Yeah.
But when the supernatural host, when all these supernatural beings are referred to in the Bible, there's almost a sense in which the writer is assuming the reader already knows all this.
Yes, that's right. It doesn't have a passage that says, by the way,
you're right. These things are real.
Yeah, let me explain all this to you.
Yes.
No, it doesn't do that, which is interesting.
Because the culture at the time was familiar with this, and there was kind of no debate that there was a supernatural.
It's sort of like the soul. I have a chapter in the book on the existence of the soul, and because a lot of scientists today will deny that the soul exists. The Bible doesn't say, by the way, you have a soul, and let me define it for you. It presumes that we have a soul.
Scientists will deny the soul exists.
Think about this: when Jesus,
by the way, anyone who denies the soul exists, probably getting ready to genocide you.
It's like kind of a soulless experience.
Well, if there's no human soul, then how is murder wrong?
Well, exactly. And they'll say free will is impossible. So there's no free will. It's crazy. It's crazy. But demons, it started out with Lucifer, whose name means morning star. And he was kind of first among angels.
Name means morning star?
Yeah, Lucifer. He becomes Satan, and the name Satan literally means adversary. And so the implication in Scripture is that this very prominent angel named Lucifer wanted to be worshipped. He's the one who wanted the worship. And so his pride is what resulted in him falling from the angelic realm, becoming Satan, becoming someone. And you think about this, when Jesus encounters Satan, what is it Satan wanted from him? Worship. Satan wanted Jesus to worship him. And that's what Lucifer wanted. It was pride that got in the way. He becomes Satan. And a certain percentage of the angels accompanied him in this fall. This happened before the fall of humankind in the Garden of Eden. So this predates that. We don't know how many angels accompany him, but there are a lot of angels. In Revelation chapter 5, there's a scene of Jesus on the throne being worshiped. And if you do the math, because it talks about it a little cryptically, it was 100 million angels worshiping him at that time. So there's a lot of angels, and a percentage of them fell with Lucifer. He became Satan, and angels became his minions, so to speak. Now, Satan is limited in his power. He's not omniscient like God is. He's not omnipresent like God is. In other words, a guy was telling me, he said,
what do you guys think? Do you think angels and demons exist? Is it real? Are they just metaphors in the Bible? Have you had any experiences with angels or demons? I'd like to know. Leave a comment and let us know your experience if you don't mind sharing with the channel. Let's continue.
There's probably never a time when you and Satan have both been in the same zip code. Because he's only in one place at a time. And so he's got things he's doing. He's probably never been in the same zip code you have, but his demons probably have been. And they carry out his will, which is to pull people away from God, to discourage people in finding God, and to drag as many people to hell with him as they can. Now, his existence, he's sort of on a leash by God at this point. His ultimate destination in the lake of fire is already predicted, so he has no future really, but he has influence, and he has certain powers. He and the demons are very intuitive. You'll think they know more than they know, and they go after people. I tell the story in my book about a very prominent psychiatrist named Richard Gallagher, educated Ivy League University. I have a quote from the former president of the American Psychiatric Association calling him highest integrity, totally trained and prominent in his field of psychiatry. Of course, he's a medical doctor because he's a psychiatrist. Just extolling him as an individual and as a scientist, as a psychiatrist. And about 25 years ago, he had 2 cats. And they got along great. They slept together, they played together, everything was fine. Until one night, the cats started to attack each other viciously. I mean, they're trying to kill each other. They're clawing each other, they're snarling each other, they're biting each other. It was unbelievable. And they pulled them apart and put them into separate rooms and thought, what in the world was that all about? At 9 a.m. the next day, the doorbell rings. And it was a preset appointment. A Catholic priest was bringing by a woman to be examined by Dr. Gallagher. She claimed that she was a high priestess of a satanic cult. And he wanted her to be examined. Was she demonically possessed? Was she just crazy? Or what is this all about? So at 9 a.m., the doorbell rings for his appointment. And Dr. Gallagher opens the door. And here's this woman who claims to be a high priestess of a satanic cult, who kind of looks up at him and sneers at him and says, "So, how'd you like those cats last night?"
Ooh.
Yeah.
Have you all ever had anything like that happen to you? You know, we're living in a crazy time where, you know, it's 2025 and things that we never would have considered possible are possible now. Quantum physics is bizarre. You know, some may say it's somewhat like witchcraft. The UFOs, the sightings in the skies, you know, are those extraterrestrial beings from another planet, or are they interdimensional beings, which at that point, you know, are we talking about angels and demons, except in the Bible they're just labeling them a little bit different? Tell me what you think. I think there's definitely a lot more out there than we think. I definitely believe that there's things that science cannot understand because it's really based on materialism, and everyone knows a story, or they may have gone through something themselves where you can't explain it through logic or reason. Obviously, there's some crazy stories where people just have ridiculous, outlandish perspectives, but there are some situations where the natural cannot be explained. Therefore, the only thing we could lean on is the supernatural. Thanks for stopping by to Exposing the Box channel, where we unplug the box one mind at a time.